Your people are your number one, you hear a lot of companies talking about it, your number one asset. I mean, these are the people that are driving your business forward. So to keep them engaged, to really think about them, to see them as an important part of your business strategy is fundamental.
So over the course of probably the last 10 years, the landscape of what it means to be a corporate communicator has changed pretty dramatically. As you look at sort of this evolution of digital and social, and it essentially lowering the barrier to speech and the pulpit, what's happened is it's placed a much, much larger responsibility on how, or I guess much more power in the hands of any individual employee to speak, to affect the overall reputation or brand of a company. And with that power came, I think, a realization by communications functions that how we engage with employees, what we arm them with, how much we trust them, how much we ask them to advocate on behalf of the company, became more and more and more important. And what employee communications has evolved into is much less about traditional, say, benefits communications or operational communications, things like cafeteria menus or PTO schedules or holiday schedules, things like benefits. We talk about those things, but those things have become more rote, they've become more programmatic. What has evolved or emerged is this opportunity to activate employees, to advocate on behalf of the company. And I think as communicators have over time started to see more and more examples of that really working, and that being able to impact the business environment, to differentiate companies, to drive financial performance, it's made it much easier to innovate in employee engagement, to think outside of the box, to activate in different ways. And look at companies like Starbucks or Southwest, look at companies who really have placed a great deal of trust in their employees and said, you represent us every day in our business and there's no reason you shouldn't represent our brand and our reputation because that's good for us as a
There's so much room for innovation, for trying new things in employee engagement. It is a discipline, although a priority when you think about it in terms of the PAGE principles. It's one that I don't think a lot of people have dabbled in, explored with, seen as a ground to innovate and try new things. And that was the biggest takeaway from the panel for me.